I'm Charlotte with the Investing News Network, and I'm here today with our base metals reporter, Scott. We're going to talk to you about what happened in the base metals sector during the month of October. Scott, October was a month when we saw many companies release their quarterly reports. Can you run us through some of the highlights?
Well, there were a lot of them, so I'll be brief. And I'll start with Rio Tinto. The Anglo-Australian miner announced that their iron ore production was down and their copper production was up. And speaking of copper, they also announced an update on their Oyu Tolgoi copper project in Mongolia, pushing first production forecasts back to 2021. Looking at Rio's competitor, BHP trimmed their copper guidances, mainly due to an acid tube outage at their Olympic Dam operations in South Australia.
Still talking about quarterly reports, what did we see going on outside of Australia?
Well, Chile's Antofagasta also trimmed their copper guidances, but on their part due to lower grades. For Anglo American, they had higher copper numbers, which managed to offset really poor iron ore numbers, mainly due to an outage at their Minas Rio iron ore project in Brazil, which has been sitting idle since March.
Before we move on to prices, we did have some exciting news last month from Solaris Copper, which was spun out of Ross Beaty's Equinox Gold.
Yes, Solaris Copper was only 2 months old when it announced that it had signed an earn-in agreement with Freeport-McMoRan for the Ricardo Copper Moly project in Chile. Ricardo is in the same neighborhood as BHP's Escondida, Codelco's Chuquicamata, and Barrick and Antofagasta's Zalvadar copper mines. Freeport can earn up to an 80% interest in the project if it spends up big on exploration and delivers a feasibility study for an operating mine.
Let's talk about prices. What did we see in the base metal space in October?
Well, copper zigzagged its way through October, staying within a $200 range. It had a high of $6,323, a low of $6,145, and an average through the month somewhere around $6,223 a ton. Looking at this month's LME chart compared with the whole of 2018, it's looking like copper is up from rock bottom, but is now on a bit of a plateau with a slight downwards trend.
Let's move over to zinc, which one CEO recently called the least loved metal. Did we see any improvements last month?
Well, sort of. Zinc was up at the end of last month and was sitting around $2,572 a tonne on the last day of September. It has improved since then, trending upwards over October. So on that, we can't say it's in a rut as it is rising in price, but as you can see from the chart, it is not going anywhere in a hurry. Nickel, on the other hand, posted 2018 lows through October, falling below the $12,000 a tonne mark for the first time in the year. It had been hovering above $12,000 for most of October at an average value of around $12,400 a tonne, but it took the plunge at the end of the month.
Okay, well, thank you so much. We'll leave our update for October there. You can join us next month when we recap what happened in the base metal space during November. In the meantime, you can follow us on Twitter at INN_resource, on Facebook at Resource Investing News, and of course on LinkedIn at Investing News Network. We will see you next time.